Hello class, Dr. Nemecek here. Welcome to Hodges University Healthcare Finance, HSA 6015. This is a graduate level course, as you know, and we are starting class today, so I'm going to give you a little introduction to what the course is all about by looking at the course syllabus. If you have not yet purchased the book or in question about which one you should have, this is the one that we are using, the Healthcare Finance 5th edition, which is brand new by Judith Baker and her husband and Neil Dworkin. And this is a 2018 edition that just came off the presses, so it's brand new. And one of the things that I would like you to note about this particular textbook is that it says that this is basic tools for non-financial managers, and that's an important point for you to understand and realize relative to this course, is that although you should have some basic accounting knowledge by virtue of taking basic accounting classes somewhere in your bachelor's program, like Accounting 1 and Accounting 2, to understand the concepts of the type of terminology that's used in financial arenas. That really is the only kind of financial information that you need to have at your what you've been exposed to in the past, because this course is going to be geared towards people with that type of a background, and it's not really intended for people who want to become financial managers in the future. This is more of an introductory course for healthcare executives that are just going to be breaking into the field and have to know a little bit about healthcare finance and how it's going to affect their job. Anyway, if you take a look at the syllabus that I have uploaded for you into your course, the right syllabus should say that this is for SU 17A, which is for the summer edition mini-term A, which means that this is a quite accelerated course, and normally something like this used to be done in a 15-week format, but now it's going to be done in a 7.5-week format. And as I'm talking about the 7.5-week format, I'd like you to take note that about halfway through the syllabus, in the back there, you will see a chart that looks something like this that lays out for you week by week what exactly it is that we're going to be doing. In this first week, which started May 11th and goes through May 17th, it says Healthcare Finance Overview. Will be covering chapters 1, 2, and 3. Chapter 1 is the Introduction to Healthcare Finance. Chapter 2 is 4 things the healthcare manager needs to know about financial management systems. And Chapter 3 is the digital age, changing the landscape of healthcare finance. So your things to accomplish this week are review the syllabus to make sure that you understand how the course is laid out, how the grading is going to be done. You can see where all the assignments are. And typically what it boils down to is that after you read your chapters for the week, and you participate in the week's discussion board, which typically is going to be a question related to healthcare finance that will have 1 or 2 parts. All of them will be worth 50 points. And then complete the weekly assignment that I have devised for you, which is pretty straightforward and for the most part right from the information from the textbook. And every week is also going to have a weekly quiz that consists of 10 questions worth 2 points apiece for a total of 20 points. And that's how you're going to get your weekly points for each week, by participating in the discussion board, completing the assignment, and doing your weekly quiz. There are no other tests. There's not a midterm. There's a final exam, but the final exam is that you're going to be doing for this course is actually in the form of a PowerPoint presentation devised around a business plan that is going to be financially, it's going to have to do with financial management of some kind, depending on what your interests are in the area that you would like to work in healthcare. So anyway, that's what the assignment schedule looks like. So to make sure that you understand fully what we are going to be doing, this course starts, the first day of class is on a Thursday. The last day of the week is on a Wednesday, so that means that all of your work during the week needs to be finished up and submitted by the deadline of midnight Wednesday. Discussion boards, as you know, there are going to be 7 of them, 1 for each week. You have 50 points for each of those discussion boards. I'm looking for very substantive conversation, not only in your initial post and answering the questions and the things that I've asked you to do, but also in commenting to what your classmates do, and you need to comment to a minimum of 2 of your classmates over the course of the week's discussion to get full credit for that discussion board. I know that most of you are not strangers to this, how this is done in the online environment, so just wanted to remind you that this is an important part of online education, and when I'm teaching students, I do carefully read all the information that you put in your discussion board, and even though I may not say much unless I've got a particular point to say to you about something that you've said or want to comment on, chances are pretty good that if you're doing a good job and doing a sufficient writing and making good points and having good discussions with your classmates, I'm probably just going to acknowledge that I'm thanking you for your participation in the course and you will receive full credit. So that's the discussion board. Relative to your assignments, all of the assignments again are listed in the course schedule that I showed you. They again are very straightforward. The grading scale for the assignments is that they are all going to be worth, let me take a look here at the grading scales to remind myself. Yeah, they're all going to be worth 50 points as well. There is 1 each week, so when you combine all of the points that you get for everything in the course, the grading is going to be based on a 1,000-point system, 50 points for assignments. There are 7 of those. Those will total 350 points. Discussion board, there's 7 of those at 50 points each, which is another 350. You have chapter quizzes, 7 of those at 20 points each will be 140 points. And then your final project or exam will be worth 160 points. All of that together will be worth 1,000 points. So you have a very good chance of getting an A in this class as long as you follow my lead and submit your work in a timely manner. Now, some of this information in relative to the assignments may be new to you, but I have designed the assignments so there's not a whole lot of math involved with any of the assignments that you need to look at. But some of them may scare you off a little bit when you start looking at it and saying, geez, I'd like you to compute this, and I'd like you to compute that, and compute this, and compute that. It's not as daunting as you think, and I want you to read it over several times before you make the attempt to finish those couple of assignments that do fit that description. And the reason that's important for you to know is that all the information that you need to know is right there in the back of the textbook, walking you through step by step how to do those equations and come out with the proper answers. There's not any rocket science to it. You don't have to be a math whiz and be super at algebra. None of that applies. All you have to do is follow the directions and fill in the blanks where they tell you to put in information, and it's very easy to figure out what the answers are supposed to be. But the reason I mention that is if you do have any trouble deciphering any of the information and need extra help in walking you through that, by any means, don't hesitate to contact me, send me an email or call me, and I'll try to help you as much as I can. So anyway, that is the weekly description and the weekly assignments. I believe that really is about all that I wanted to introduce you to in this textbook. I think that the textbook that you have for this course is going to be one that I would strongly recommend that you keep for the future because it's very well written, and particularly for, again, the purposes of the non-financial manager. This is an excellent textbook that for your personal library that you keep for all the textbooks you think that you might want to reference in the future. This is one of those that I think is really worth keeping. So with that, welcome to the course, and be looking for one of these announcements posted weekly at the beginning of the class on Thursday, where I will be introducing you to the topics. And by the way, I think you may have heard that we are no longer going to have available to us if we're using Blackboard Collaborate or Panopto, I think it is the other software application we had. Instead, what we're going to be doing is doing videos like this and introducing you to the topics at hand. I have embedded the PowerPoint slides that come with this textbook from the publisher, and you have the full set of slides for each of the chapters embedded in your instructional materials. So they are very helpful and walk you right through the chapter just as if I were sitting here doing a presentation for you. If by chance any of that information is something that you feel like you need extra work with, please again don't hesitate to contact me. So anyway, welcome to the class. I'm looking forward to a very active 7.5 weeks. Before you know it, we're going to be done and you're going to be on to the next one, and we'll be in mini-term B. So let's proceed and go to your, after the week 1 announcement that you've read in the course, go to my welcome to week 1 announcement, and there you will see another video that I've just posted introducing you to what the actual topics are that we're going to be discussing in week 1. I'll see you there. Thanks.